One morning, a man asked Buddha, "Does God exist?" Buddha looked the man in the eyes and said, "No, God does not exist." Later that same day, another man asked him, "What do you think about God? Does God exist?" Buddha looked him in the eyes and replied, "Yes, God exists." Ananda, who was with him, was very confused, but always took great care not to interfere. If he had any questions, he would ask them at night when everyone else had retired and Buddha was preparing to sleep. However, that afternoon, at sunset, another man came with a similar question, though phrased differently. Some people believe in God, and some do not. I don't know whom to believe. I've come to you for help. Ananda was very interested to hear Buddha's answer. He had given two completely contradictory responses on the same day, and now a third opportunity arose, and there wasn't a third answer. But Buddha gave a third answer. He didn't speak, just closed his eyes. It was a beautiful sunset. Buddha was in a mango grove. Birds were perched on the tree branches. The sun had just set and a cool breeze was blowing. The man, seeing Buddha sitting with his eyes closed, thought perhaps that was the answer, so he sat beside him with his eyes closed. After an hour, the man opened his eyes, touched Buddha's feet, and said, "Your compassion is great. I will always be grateful for you giving me the answer." Ananda couldn't believe what he was seeing because Buddha had not said a word, and the man left content and fully satisfied. Then Ananda said to Buddha, "This is too much. You should think of me. You're going to drive me crazy. I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. To one man you say that God does not exist, to another you say that God exists, and to the third you do not answer. And the third says he has received the answer, is happy and grateful, and touches your feet. Can you explain what all this means?" Buddha replied, "Ananda, the first thing you must remember is that those questions were not yours. Therefore, those answers were not for you. Why do you unnecessarily worry about other people's problems? First solve your own problems." Ananda said, "True, those were not my questions, and the answers were not meant for me. But what can I do? I have ears, and I hear, and I have heard and seen, and now my whole being is confused. What is the right answer?" Buddha said, The right answer is awareness." The first man was a theist and wanted to be reaffirmed in his belief in God. He came with an answer, a made-up answer, just to be reaffirmed in his belief and to say, "I am right. Even Buddha has given me reason. That is why I gave him that answer, just to disturb his belief, because belief is not knowing." The second man was an atheist. He too came with an answer, a made-up answer that God does not exist, and wanted to be reaffirmed in his disbelief so he could say that I think like him. I had to tell him, yes, God exists, but the purpose was the same. If you are able to see my purpose, you will see that there is no contradiction. I was disturbing the preconceived belief of the first man and the preconceived disbelief of the second man. Belief is affirmative, disbelief is negative, but really they are the same thing. Neither come from someone who knows, and neither of them was a true seeker. Both carried prejudices. The third was a true seeker. He had no prejudice, opened his heart and told me, "There are people who believe in God, and there are people who do not believe in God. I do not know whom to believe. I've come to you for help." And the only help I could give was an experience of silent awareness. Words are useless, and when I closed my eyes, he understood the message. He was a man of some intelligence, open, vulnerable, and he closed his eyes. As he deepened into the silence, becoming part of my field of silence and presence, he began to delve into silence, to delve into awareness. After an hour, it seemed as if only a few minutes had passed. He received no answer in words, but he received the true answer in silence. Do not worry about God. It does not matter whether he exists or not. What matters is the existence of silence, whether awareness exists or not. If you are silent and aware, you yourself are God. God is not something outside you. You are either a mind or you are God. In silence and awareness, the mind dissolves, disappears, and divinity is revealed to you. Without having said anything, he received the answer, and he received it in a perfectly correct way. The answer, Ananda, is not in who responds, but in who asks.